I don't know. I'm good, frustrated, a mix of both. I'm not quite sure.
Well, come sit on the couch and let's talk about it. You got something on your mind? What's happened?
Well, you know how much I love digital experiences, right? I mean, I've been talking about it quite a few times. And I mean, last week you were telling me about this experience you had with this propane company where you had to mail something. There was this whole complexity around the whole system. I actually had something fairly similar in the past few days. I had to go to hospital for whatever. And the great thing that we have in France is Social Security. I mean, if there's one thing we are famous for, beside being on strike all the time, is our Social Security system. And the thing is, our Social Security might be very good on some aspect, meaning that anyone can be sick and you're being covered and you're safe and people are going to help you out, which is fantastic. But this system is as old as they come. So the way it happened, I went to the hospital and the nurse, I guess, gave me some paper to fill, like traditional paper and pen to fill. And I had to get the stamp from the signature and the stamp from the doctor. And then at the end of my visit, they told me, okay, now you have to go on the website and find the office that manages your region based on your home address. Then you have to sign this paper, mail it to them, and then you're going to receive an email, assuming that you provided the right email address on your account. And once you have the email, they will give you another paper you got to download, print, sign, scan, and then send again by airmail, basically. And I went through it because for a very simple reason is there's only one social security system, meaning you cannot go to competition.
There's nowhere else you can go.
Exactly.
So this was to get. So if you didn't do this, you'd be charged for the visit, or what would be the consequences if you didn't?
I would be charged for the full price. Now, the beauty of it is for this kind of hospital visit that I had to go through, I was covered 100%. Right. Nice. So, and that was like a few €100. So you definitely don't want to pay for it. And unlike your story,
you're stuck.
Exactly, because unlike your story from last week, if I had to think that was for $10, do I want to go through that? I would probably have said the same thing as you. No, I don't. But here, I'm just thinking, why? I mean, I will do it because that's a few €100 and that's totally worth my price, my time, sorry. But what I was thinking was, guys, this is 2021. What I was still doing with this kind of system. Why do you need this specific paper? Why can't I sign digitally? And then when you talk to them, because I actually asked the questions on why are you still using this kind of method through their contact form, which is actually digital and not that bad. It took them like 3 or 4 days to respond, which is not too bad for administration. And they told me, well, because this is the only legal thing we can do. And I'm just thinking, 2021, how can a signature on a paper still be considered legal? I mean, I don't know if that exists in the US. A few years back, I was still living in Hong Kong. I had my company in Hong Kong. So as the owner and CEO of the company, every official paper had to be signed by me. And to make it official, I had to have this official stamp. And once you have the stamp, it's official. And I was just wondering, anyone can go to any store in the street and make the exact same stamp for less than $5. How is that?
How is this bringing any reality?
Anything? Exactly. And the same thing with signature. It's so easy to forge someone's signature. I don't understand how nowadays this can still be something that's considered mandatory or legal in any way.
Yeah, and there's the DocuSign and those sorts of things are starting to make that disappear here. We've done some refinancing or helping our kids with buying a house, and that used to be you went to the office of the escrow company and just literally spent a day signing stuff. And it was so mind-numbing, you weren't even reading what you're signing after a while. And that's all something you can now do through DocuSign. You just a lot more efficient.
You still don't read any of the thing you're signing, but it goes much faster.
Absolutely not. But it was right. At least I can more efficiently not read what I'm signing. The thing that strikes me is how they're. I don't know I guess I'll say they're trying. They do email you forms and have you email them back. It's just they've got the signature is killing them. The fact that they can't get around that. I think there's an easy answer here, which is you need to become prime minister, and then you can change the law.
But I'm working on it
and update it. Okay, all right.
I'm working on it. Not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. No, but all jokes aside, I mean, it's bad for them as well. I can't imagine.
Oh my God, the cost.
They must have a room in the basement somewhere where they receive hundreds of letters every day. Open each and every one of them, try to figure out what type of content it has, rescan them because they need to have a digital version at some point. I can't imagine they put everything on shelves. Once it's in the system, they have, because it's all handwritten, right? It's all handwritten. So I'm guessing even with a good OCR system, you still need somehow to have someone do data entry
to
say
quality control and
exactly. They put it in the system. Then hopefully it's somehow automated. They send you an automatic email with the right form, and then they receive another letter afterward. I mean, they are putting themselves in such a difficult and expensive situation.
I was just going to say, I mean, you had a multi-$100 bill. Sometimes it's for $10, and it's going to cost them $50 to process a $10 payment. How does that make any sense? It just can't.
Right. That's.
I guess so I guess it keeps a lot of people employed in soul-sucking jobs, but it's not that good of a virtue.
Probably not, because I mean, if it's bad for the customer, if it's bad for the company, and if it makes me come to your couch, that's probably something to fix urgently.
That's definitely an issue.
Right?
That's not good. Does this help at all? Is there anything else I can do for you on this?
Well, you can vote for me first.
All right, you have my vote, and all the power and weight that will carry in France. It is all yours.
I'm sure we're almost there then. I do feel better. I really hope they go through digital transformation for their own sake more than mine. Maybe for the sake of my printer as well, that would love to retire at some point. But I do feel better. Thank you for your time, Max.
Good.
And and I'll be your shoulder to cry on next week.
All right, that sounds great. Thanks, Julien.
Perfect. Thank you, Max. Talk to you next week.
Take
Bye.
care. All right.